All right, so pretty much you are home free. You are ready to top coat these. One last thing I like to do so that I don't have any peeling. Hey, today is a fun one. We are going to be doing marble nails with alcohol inks, and particularly the ones from Kokoist. So these are called bleeding inks, but they are just alcohol based inks. I'm going to be using brown, yellow, and even a little bit of red. Got my brushes here. You'll see them in action in just a moment. And I've already prepped my nails, and I'm using the Nail Thoughts Milky base, also by Kokoist. And this is a base, builder, and color in one. And I already went ahead and overlaid my nails with this color. All right. Now, also, I do have a non-white matte top gel on top, which makes it the perfect base for watercolor and everything that you're going to see today. So let's dive in. First things first, I actually want to increase the depth of the white, not necessarily the pigmentation. This is perfectly fine. If you didn't have milky base, you can use white gradation to give the nails this off-white look. It might take 3 coats if you do use Kokoist white gradation, but again, you can just use milky base and you'll get this white, kind of off-white, right? Not like a full white on, but still white nevertheless. So what I'm going to be doing is taking bluey white, and I'm going to use a thin layer of Art Clear so that my bluey white can disperse a teeny tiny bit. Art Clear is just the clear gel to Kokoist colors. So all colors are made out of Art Clear. Just gonna grab a thin coat, very thin, and I'm gonna put it on just one nail here, like so. And this is going to help my white, my bluey white, just have a little bit of movement, which is important with a marble design. I don't want to over flood these because I already established a structure, so I don't want to mess the structure of the nails. So the apex, the surface is nice and smooth, and don't want them to get like bumpy. Okay, so in no particular order, I put some of the Art Clear on all of my nails. I'm not curing. I'm going to now grab bluey white, remove the excess of my on my brush of that bluey white. Gonna give this a quick stir, just like so. Bring the color from underneath up. And to do so, I'm just using lint-free towelettes. Well, they're not technically lint-free, but if you wet them with alcohol, they become lint-free. So now I'm just gonna grab a tiny bit of this, and I wanna create a little bit of a marble design. So I'm not gonna start in a corner because I don't want this to kind of thicken up or clump up. And again, in no particular order. Same thing here. I want to create the illusion of a marbly white design. I want to keep it subtle, so if anything's a little too harsh, I'm going to go ahead and remove, and that clear underneath is going to help that move a little bit. And seriously, I'm not doing anything severe here, just very gentle touch. Some can have more than others. This is just creating depth, dimension in our design. Also a good idea to only grab on one side of the brush, a little bit of gel, and then only using that side that I have gel on to create a pattern. All right. Use a little bit of alcohol, make this a little bit more subtle, more natural patterns in here. Same thing on this one. As you can see, they're just very subtle. What I'm really looking for is that outward outline there. I'm gonna grab a little bit of alcohol, And I'm just using 90% alcohol to help that disperse a little bit. And here we are. I'm going to go ahead and cure that because I'm going to add now the alcohol inks, and I don't want to mess up what I've created here. All right, and here we are. Now I'm going to grab Kokoist round, and I've got my art palette here. And a little of this goes a long way. So I got my alcohol pump bottle here. Be really careful, make sure it doesn't pump in your eyes. And this brush here is perfect, ideal for watercolor art, which is kind of what we're doing today. And I'm going to start with my lighter color and increase to my dark color. Just gonna add a little bit here and there, like so. Okay, I'm gonna clean this. I'm gonna grab some of that alcohol, put it on that towelette, and grab a little more alcohol. And this pigment goes a very long way. That's why I only have a little droplet. And I'm gonna go a little bit darker on this, and I'm actually just going to follow the pattern that I've already created as much as possible. Okay, don't worry about how pronounced it looks like right now. Believe me, all will be well. Okay. Notice how a little bit of color goes a long way. Like, that's all I've used. I haven't dipped it again back in that droplet, and it's giving me all the pigment that I want and then some. Pretty amazing. Okay, here we go. Grab some of that alcohol, can clean my brush, or now I get to play and see what this brown and yellow want to do. You see that beautiful cracking? That's what I want to achieve. So I'm going to clean it a little bit, grab some more, and just again, whatever it wants to do, I'm for it. Grab some more of that alcohol, clean my brush so I don't have too much brown. It's easier to work when you have less product than when you have a lot of this ink. What you really want is that cloudiness with a little bit of those linear cracks. Notice, just kind of let it do its thing, very little guidance, and then clean your brush, remove the excess, go again. Just kind of wait for it to see what it does, it wants to do. Okay, maybe some right here. Get some more alcohol, clean that off, wet it again. You can clean it, grab a little bit more. And the only reason why you clean it is so that you don't put a lot more on there and things get messy. All right, I'm happy with that. And clean it. Just need a little bit of alcohol, you don't need too much. I'm gonna disperse this yellow a little bit more. I don't necessarily want these to be too yellow, so I can remove it with the alcohol. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that red and see what happens here. I'm gonna break this pattern up a little bit, get rid of that yellow. It really just upgrades any manicure. All right, now this needs to air dry before you put any gel on top of it. All right, so now that that has air dried, what you can do just to add a little bit of dimension, a little bit more, right? You can just grab your angular brush. You can grab a little bit of that white and drop it anywhere you like, overlaying your marble just a tiny bit. This is good if you found some areas like a little maybe too pigmented that you don't want, but you still want to create some layering. You just don't want to remove it. And then do that again wherever you want to soften up the look. So maybe up here. Just use the tip of the brush here to not oversaturate. Okay, and that's going to create another layer, another dimension to your design. Bluey white is super pigmented, so just use it with caution. I'm gonna go ahead and top coat this and get a little extra. I'm gonna use Velvet Matte Non-Wipe because I'm going to add something more to this, and I want a non-shiny surface so that my gel adheres to each other. Now bear in mind that you want to float your top coat on because it can smear your marble design a bit. So I don't mind, I'll come back and retouch a few things here, but otherwise I kind of remember to keep that in mind as I was applying my top gel. Okay, and I'm just going to accentuate. I'm just going to add a few accents using my Foil Tack gel. Got my foils here. And on one of them, I think this one, I'm going to add like a little 3D action, a little embellishment. So let's do this. One thing I want to mention is that when you're applying your top coat, make sure to float it on there and make sure to give this plenty of time to evaporate. Otherwise, you will have a little bit of smearing, okay? Like in this nail here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press this on. Just one firm press wherever you apply. Okay. Next step. Okay, just a tiny bit. Believe it or not, I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to go ahead and cure this for 30 seconds. All right, and then I'm just going to add the foil. Remember, one firm press is all you need. If you press too much, you're going to end up with a crackle effect. So just make sure that, again, you just press once. One thing to keep in mind is that if you change your mind about where you want this gold foil to be at, you simply take your towelette and soak it in a little bit of alcohol and you can just remove it. Make sure obviously your watercolor underneath is sealed so that you don't wipe that off. Now you can just give this like a little 10-second flash cure just so that foil pulls into that gel a little bit more. All right, now I told you I was going to do a little extra here, my accent nail. And for that, I'm going to take non-wipe accessory bond, enough for the charms that I want to adhere. And I'm gonna set it right here. Try to give it some dimension. So try to keep it propped up like this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these here. Now these are from Daily Charm. I'll link you in the description if you're interested in this. And let's see, I want to grab this little orange one. It's so cute. And I'm gonna go ahead and prop that on there like so. Grab a little bit of the, let's see, clear little stone there, and I can just arrange it. I just want to squeeze it into that gel. Got a little bit of some gold flakes in here. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and cure it. All right, so pretty much you are home free. You are ready to top coat these. One last thing I like to do so that I don't have any peeling of whether it be my foil or even my embellishments coming up. I do like to coat them with a coat of base gel or builder gel. And when I'm doing just nail art so that I can get to it kind of quickly, I will use a bottled form. So that's what I'm going to do with all of them, just to make sure that that gold and the embellishments stay sealed and they don't wear down. It doesn't have to be thick, it simply just has to be a layer of this before your top show. Thank you for watching. If you loved today's video, can you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up to boost it up in the algorithm so that I may help more people? And if you need a little more direction in your nail career, I want to encourage you to join my free masterclass using the link in the description box below. It is available for you to watch immediately for free right now after signing up. I'll see you next week and bye for now.